Hello guys, and welcome to this week's Penny Podcast. I'm Andrés. I'm in 11th grade, and I am the Coppell Student Media Web Producer.
I'm Shivi Sharma. I'm in 10th grade, and I'm a staff writer.
The Penny Podcast is a weekly hybrid podcast that incorporates elements of interview and conversation with rotating hosts.
This week's Coppell Student Media highlight comes from Shriya Vanparia for her Sidekick strip titled Types of Friends, Sleepy. Make sure to take a glance at your screen to look at the strip. According to the National Sleep Foundation, teens need about 8 to 10 hours of sleep each night to function best. With that being said, the foundation states that only 15% of teens report sleeping 8.5 hours on school nights. Andrés, do you have any friends who are constantly sleepy while at school?
Definitely, and I just turn around and take a glance at them, and there they are, half asleep in history classes or in math classes. So I think that sleep is something that's very important, especially at our age.
Mm-hmm.
While the Sidekick was busy cranking out articles and KCBY was filming subjects, music publications were fixed on covering Coachella 2019. Coachella is an annual music and arts festival held at the Empire Polo Club in Indio, California. This year, the festival featured an eccentric performance by Childish Gambino, a breakout display of talent from Billie Eilish, and a masterful splash of pop by Ariana Grande. Big names performed at Coachella, but we have a big name right next to us. Please introduce yourself.
Hello, my name is Sofia Guerrero. I'm in 12th grade and I am one of the co-student life editors at the Sidekick.
Explain your editor position.
So basically I share the title of student life editor with Sally, and she handles the student side of student life and I handle the teacher side. So basically we just cover the whole school with features.
What do you enjoy most about being an editor?
Well, throughout my high school career, I've always loved helping people, whether it's with classwork or just advice. So being an editor, I really like being able to help people shape their story and to make it nice and concise, as well as find their own story on staff. I believe everybody has a story, and so I just love giving staff writers the opportunity to share the students' and teachers' stories at the high school, as well as just finding their own story on staff.
That's amazing.
On the flip side,
Yeah.
What is the most challenging part of being an editor?
So this is actually something I've more or less struggled with throughout this year as being an editor, but just knowing when to be friendly with staffers and knowing when to be assertive with enforcing deadlines and things like that. You know, it is nice to be friendly with staffers and nice, and it shows that they can trust you, but you also have to know when it's time to put your foot down and be assertive with enforcing deadlines. And, you know, you don't want to be too harsh, but you also need to assert yourself.
So knowing your place as a leader in the program,
Yeah.
right?
Yeah.
How do you approach putting out consistent content for your section?
Well, at the start of the semester, we implemented these series called Teacher of the Week and Student of the Week, where essentially every week we highlight a teacher and a student, and, you know, we do a Q&A or a video. That way we get at least 2 posts every week. But apart from that, we just try to assign stories at least a week or 2 in advance so that when a certain week comes, we have content ready.
Right, yeah, planning ahead.
Yeah. That's what
What advice do you have for someone writing a story for your section?
So I would just say to immerse yourself with the story you're writing. You know, find out as much as you can about your featured person. I would say find out a lot of details, facts, and emotion as well. You want to get emotion. So I actually have a tip from the former sports editor, Greg Tepper. He said to actually interview your featured person last. This way I think you can get more information about your featured person that you normally wouldn't have gotten if you just interviewed them first. You can find out fun facts or just any other sorts of information that you might not have found otherwise.
How did being a part of KCBY Espanol last semester influence your current Sidekick work?
So in KCBY Espanol, we made segments about the news and current events of the Hispanic community. So basically, you know, the first obvious thing I learned, I guess, would be just video making. I learned how to edit on Premiere Pro, and this helps me in Sidekick because we actually have series called a Video of the Day, and for Teacher of the Week as well, we make videos, so I think that helped me. And also, I learned about how to be prepared. There was a time when the lapel didn't work, so we couldn't hear the audio with the interview. But we had the actual recorded part, and we had a voice memos on our phone, so that literally saved us. So we were able to just match the voice memos with the video. And yeah, it was tricky, but it definitely helped us. So I think with Sidekick, we just need to be prepared, making sure the batteries for the cameras are charged, making sure the SD card is not full, and having a notepad when you're covering an event or interviewing someone, just being extra prepared for anything.
Mm-hmm.
So would you say that preparation is very important?
Yes, definitely.
And the execution, right?
Of course, yeah.
Describe your favorite memory from being on staff.
So my favorite memory has definitely been actually this year. So I wrote a story about a senior who created his own fishing business where he teaches kids how to fish. And I found that really interesting because as I was interviewing him, I found out that he really loved fishing and helping the kids. So I took down a lot of notes. I remember I was writing a bunch of notes about that. And I actually ended up winning Best of SNO for that story, which is one of the top stories for high school journalism in the SNO School Newspapers Online network. And it was actually featured in Scott Allen Turner's talk show. And I remember he just said, he read my lead and he said, that is good journalism. And he said I would be going places. So, I just really liked that. I like to, it was a good, I guess, recognition of my work. And I really enjoyed that.
Right. It justifies your hard work.
Yeah, definitely.
How have you seen the Sidekick evolve as a program over the past 3 years?
So over the past 3 years, I think we've definitely grown design-wise, and our editor-in-chief, Kelly Way, she's actually been a great help this year with designing the issue, and we've transitioned actually to a tabloid format for our issues so that we have more space to fit content, and I would say that's a great change. And we've also had more multimedia, we've had more features on our site. We have, we've tried photo essays, we've had the video of the day series now. Mm-hmm. We have more of a connection with KCBY with our On the Spot series. Mm-hmm. And, so just things like that have just helped our site and the program.
And we have a podcast.
Yeah, podcast.
So, thinking towards the future, what is something that you would want to see in the program next year?
So something I really want to see in the program next year that I think we've actually started a bit this year is just more creative videos. With the Teacher of the Week and Student of the Week, we have the opportunity to showcase more of our video making and creativity. So I think just finding a unique video format would be nice. Instead of just having just a regular sit-down interview for the video. Mm-hmm. And I also want to see more grid formats on our site. It's where you take a question or topic and you interview a bunch of students and teachers and staff about it. And, you just put it on the site with all of the quotes and pictures on there. And that would be really cool to see more of next year.
We've heard that you're majoring in journalism at UNT next year. How are you planning to pursue journalism in college and or beyond?
So at the University of North Texas, I plan on majoring in digital and print journalism, and I'll be going into the newspaper there, the North Texas Daily, and working on the site as well as a staff writer. So that's how I'm hoping to pursue journalism in college. And as for the beyond part, I really do want to continue with journalism after college. I want to go into a newspaper, work there, a professional, newspaper, but I'm not exactly sure where or what exactly my plans are. But that's just a general plan for now.
So you want to keep with it, right?
Yeah.
Awesome. Thanks to our host, Shivi. Special thanks to our guest, Sofia. Thank you all for joining us in the 12th episode of the Penny Podcast. Links to related content can be found below. Make sure to join us next Thursday for another installment of the Penny Podcast. Thank you.